Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Saturday Night Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. My name is Brian, and this is my brother Adam, who always joins me. And today we're going to be looking at the great and fine art of cheese making. Now, I have my bucket here on the ground, and where are you, Adam?
I just finished imping this dredge, and I'm trying to reload my tool belt with my blacksmithing tools, and I just can't seem to find my whetstone. It's got to be somewhere here. I've been searching for it, but
weren't you listening when I was explaining to you the whole thing about Toolbelt profiles? I was explaining it to you for like a half an hour earlier.
Toolbelt profiles? Right. I was listening. No, I wasn't.
Oh my god. This episode's for you then. Let's forget about cheese making. Let's do Toolbelt profiles instead. Here we go. Epic episode about cheese making, but instead, why weren't you listening to me?
I was looking forward to cheese making.
Well, let's go and teach you again about Toolbelt profiles. What are Toolbelt profiles? They're basically they give you a way to load up multiple different, profiles of tools on your tool belt. You can have more. How would you describe it?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't set it up exactly yet, but from what
I've been trying to explain it to you.
You were explaining it to me. I sort of like, I kind of get the idea. It's like you can set up your tool belt to be like, this is your blacksmithing setup, and all of the tools are in that, in the right spot, and then you can have
a click of a button.
Setup. Yeah, with a click of a button,
you can switch it
to something that you've been programmed in previously.
And this all got brought up with a post on the forums. I think whoever reads the forums these days probably saw that forum post. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, it was a big forum post by somebody named Daray. So thank you for making that post, because we would never have found this information. He credits somebody by the name of Miceless, who has put up a guide to this sort of thing. I guess it was on the wiki.
I know, and I keep telling you to, set up your Toolbelt profiles. It'll be a lot easier, and you never do.
I know.
I kept explaining it to you.
The hardest inventory to siphon through to get my stuff back.
You're always holding off, so I have to designate this episode to actually show you how to do it, so you'll do it. You'll sit here and do it with me on the episode right now. Okay, I've done this already a couple weeks ago when I saw that forum post, and I would like to show it to not only you, but to all of you out there as well. I think this would be something that when I found this out, it was like one of those moments that you get lots of these moments in this game, and this was one of them for me, where it just like blows your mind. And you're like, you could do that? Like, I heard about it before back in December. I heard somebody say, yeah, you can have, you could load up multiple profiles for different things in your tool belt if you want. You can just like click a button and it'll switch it to different profiles. Personally, I have 3 of them. Since I'm the carpenter, obviously I have a carpenter one. I have I have one for harvesting, so harvesting wood chopping and that sort of thing, mining, and I have one for building a house. So like my hammer and my a trowel, stone chisel, anything that I required to like build a house. So I can make stone bricks. I can make, I can saw. I got all that stuff on there. And all I have to do if I want to do any of that stuff is I just click a button and I'm ready to go. Whereas you've been sitting there trying to find your whetstone forever. So let's get this started. But before we do any of that stuff, what do we do on every episode these days is show you guys a little bit of what's been going on in the village. So I'll let Adam lead on this. What has been going on in the village?
Yeah, a lot has been going on in the village.
From last week, what is the big development that you've been excited to talk to everyone about since?
Well, I'm pretty sure that you guys should have guessed it by now, considering the state. We should go this way first.
Something to do with the port?
Well, the port has a little bit of development, but the big one is the other way. But we'll take it slow. The first thing that changed over here is that you've set up a dormitory.
That's right. We've been pondering what to do with all the applications that we've been getting, and we're sorry if we haven't gotten to yet. Like, we are... See, here's... The deal was that we pretty much are full. Like, we got... we filled up every single one of the plots that we had. And we didn't know, like, what would you... If we invited more people with all these applications that we're getting, what would they do? Where would they stay? We have no spots for anybody, unfortunately. We can't just invite everyone. And I think we were pretty upfront at the beginning that we only have a small amount of space for not that many people, 6 people or something like that. And since then, I think in the last week, 2 weeks, we decided we've got this clump of applications. We'll see if any of them still want to join. We decided to let one person in, see how it goes, and all we basically have to offer is one house here, and they can live in that house. Like, we don't have anything else.
I think the idea
available.
Behind the dormitory is that it'll be like a little area that has a whole bunch of houses that are sort of squashed together, so you won't really have a plot of land so much as just a house in a little area of many houses.
Yes.
I don't know, it seems to be working out. That was just one trial, and I think we might build a couple more, but
yeah, and
now that's the idea.
We'll see. I know it's been a while for a bunch of the applicants.
Yep, so just be patient and
don't wait for us if you have to. Like, we're not expecting you to like wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month, 2 months for us to like get this place in order. Go play the game, enjoy the game. I mean, right now all we can offer is like a house that, like, there's no terraforming to be done. You don't even build the house yourself. It's just almost like a temporary spot that you would have. Oh, you're standing in front of something. Go ahead.
Yeah. This archway here. Nice
yes.
addition.
I put this archway here. It almost looks like a boat, doesn't it?
Yeah. You just put some wooden planks on there and made it look really nice. I like the look of it. Gives you that port feel. And also the trees are growing, so that makes everything look nice.
Yeah.
Looks
like crap on this side. Looks nice on this side. No.
Yeah, things will get cleaned up and we'll clear up some of the buildings there. This wall is shaping up.
I put a few more levels on this wall. If anybody's watching that can do anything about it, we have a number of places that we really have made for double archway areas. Like,
this would be a nice, perfect double archway area. Yeah, we've heard that the idea has been posed, and the dev team seems to like the idea, or at least there was positive response.
Okay, The one thing about this game that I love is the amount of choices and versatility that you can do, but at the same time, we're kind of limited to a number of different wall types, and there's not that many.
From what I understand, that the idea is that this, instead of being an archway on the bottom level, it'll just be like open in the center top and just 2 pillars sort of thing.
Yeah, so what I heard was that it would just be these on the bottom here. It would just this line would just keep going up, and there would be nothing in the middle here.
Yeah, nothing.
So that would be a type of wall that you could put up. Just
can't wait for it.
But I would even go any further. If you want to give us the ultimate variety of archways, then you could also make a wall that only has the left side go up. And then also give us a wall that only has the right side go up. And then make half archways that go up on one side and then go across on the top.
Yeah,
all the other
you
side.
would need to have a tile that's completely blank.
Yeah, we could create, then if you just give us those 5 different kind of walls, I guess there are 5 in total, we could create as big or a small archway as anybody wants in this game. Huh? Good idea?
I think it sounds like a little bit more than that, but
I don't know how it works, but that'd be awesome if you can just create the different, as big or as small an archway as you want. Then we can start crafting places that look different than other places. Give us that little bit more of variety. The more the better.
Yeah.
And looks like what we're waiting for is the side ones here. We've got a number of places where we kind of want that, so we've just been
quite a few
putting it in.
I think that the port area has been.
Oh, before we stop this whole idea about telling people our wishes, I think we should have an episode about this, because I've got lists and lists of
wish list.
Yeah, wish list episode. See these walls here?
This is on your wish list.
This is on my wish list.
Yeah.
So at the top banner here is this wooden, what would you call it?
A molding, I guess.
A molding. It's got a little relief or whatever you call it on there. Relief. We should have an option that just is stone wall.
Yeah.
Just is stone wall without that banner at the top there. And then we could create giant walls that go up without it looking like actually sections. It could just look like a wall. Which I think this game needs. Just a wall that looks like a giant wall.
It looks nice over here.
Keep this option. Add the other option of just stone.
Keep the option, because like over here, right? Like you take, right.
Now I lost where you were.
Right, you on the inn. Right
You're in the inn. Yeah, so on the inn here. That's right.
Like
there.
right on the inn, right? Like it looks perfect
nice.
with the stone or with the wooden second floor, and it looks really nice as a border for the fence. So if you leave it in there, that looks as an option. But
more options. That's what this game really needs. Just as many options as possible. Just throw it out there.
Oh, come this way. There's one more thing over here that you've been working on. It might have been in last week, but I don't think we showed it. And that's the entranceways.
I think I showed it.
Did you
but we'll show it again.
All right. It's a little alleyway here.
It's that good. We have to show it again.
I like it. It's you've determined the perfect height of water.
This allows small boats to come through here, while at the same time allowing us to walk over it, especially with horses and carts, which we will need. So we have one on this side, one on the other side, and then we've got the big entrance in the middle that allows for larger boats to come across. And when we say small boats, we mean rowboats, sailboats, and Nars can make it through here. The other boats will have to go through, the other entrance.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we have so far down here on all the changes that we've made. It's really not that much, I don't think.
I think that now things are sort of moving along.
Yeah. We're hoping to do the port. What? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Ever since last week, right after the episode.
We introduced somebody to the village? No?
No.
We Nightshade did something funny?
If you made it right to the end of the last episode, you saw something.
I don't remember what happened at the end of the last episode.
We decided to go up and make use of our time because we were just standing there and talking away. And we decided to come up here
and look at the... Okay, so just announce it.
Yeah, we finished the mountain. The mountain is done.
I don't have music for it. I should have loaded music for it, but
yeah.
Mountain's done. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah. Okay, so come up here.
And you finished it. Unfortunately, we couldn't wait. Right when the mountain was down, I couldn't wait at all.
Yeah. Everything just started happening after that. It was just like boom, 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 boom. And now this here is still going to be our nice entranceway to the castle area.
Are you ready? I'm going to walk up.
Castle. Things are in heavy construction. We have basically designed how the castle will look.
We decided right when the mountain was down. I don't know why we didn't do this beforehand. We didn't have time or something, or we're just holding it off until we're like, we're never going to finish the mountain. We don't need to design the castle yet. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And we had to do something. We decided to use, a mapper program and just plan out at least the bottom and what it's going to look like and how many houses we're going to have and how big it's going to be. And we managed to do that.
We had some really ideas. We just didn't have a solid plan.
All right, so it's going to look like junk right now. It's just plans, and let's just show you.
You'll see the development over the next bunch of episodes, but
here it is at night. But
here it is at night. Yeah, cameras turn on, and all of a sudden goes nighttime.
It's the law.
Yeah. All right.
So if you guys can see that, I tried to brighten it up a bit. We tried to put some lights up here.
Everything should look completely different than it was before. We've decided to raise this little piece here, and on it is going to be our main
entryway.
Yes, I guess we would call it our centerpiece.
How many houses are these? Well, before we start walking around, we decided to make our castle a grand total of 7 buildings that take my skill to create, which is 92 carpentry. And that means that I'm the only one that can build them here, all 7 of them, and I've been sitting there creating one, waiting for a server reset or something, or finishing off the building. I finished off a couple of them, and I am pleased to say, as of tonight, I have planned all 7 buildings. So at least you can see the framework of what we're starting. I basically went through all those bricks and all the mortar that we have received over the weeks, over the months, that we've been creating, that have been donated, that have been that we purchased. I've used them all already.
Let's give the grand tour.
Your turn, grand tour.
Okay, so this area here is going to be our centerpiece. It's going to be a massive tower. And by massive, I mean like the house is huge. From it, we will be able to go in all directions. So.
Here's another idea. What I've been waiting for: stairs.
Oh, yes, stairs.
We can't plan this, especially this part of the building, without stairs. And what I'm hoping for, is all sorts of different kinds of stairs with different kinds of banisters, wood with different kinds of wood. And this is on my wish list. Different types of wood, just fancy stuff, stone stairs, whatever different kinds of stairs. Lots of different kinds.
I also don't know if this is going to be in the plans or if somebody's thinking about it, but bridges that connect two buildings together from the second
We could go
story
on
level.
and on about
Okay,
things.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
we'll just have an episode about that.
Okay, let's go walk around.
All right.
Okay, so over here will be one of our second structure. I guess our second structure. It'll be connected by a little pathway there. Big area to this way,
Yeah,
which
we'll
will
have
be sectioned
rooms.
off into different rooms. Yeah.
It'll look nice.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I don't know if you can imagine the epicness. We can't show it
It's
all.
tough
but,
just because you can only see the bottom level at
you
the
can only
moment.
see, yeah, exactly. So this will be another room, probably a crafting room, but hasn't been fully decided yet. We've started our horse pen out into this. If you come out this door to the right.
That's right. We've had to move all of our horses here.
Yep, we're slowly moving our horses here. Okay, so we got a nice
Looks nice.
structure, and then in the back here, we have a nice little starting our mine back here. So yeah, you get the idea. This thing is going to
It's
be
kind of
massive.
massive.
It's going to be multiple buildings. Each building will have its own function because of the amount of skills we are dealing with. Like, it's not just us two, but a bunch of other people. And we're going to have like a one room for every sort of crafting station sort of thing.
And more. I'm
And
also planning something fun. Something that I probably won't announce right now.
Nope.
People
don't
can
announce
visit,
it.
and you will be able to do.
Have fun.
Have fun. Think of the labyrinth. Anyway,
And this area will be our little private stables where our personal horses will be kept.
that's
We can
right.
sort of keep track of where they are. And
This will be the horses that we actually want to keep, our own personal ones that we have gear on.
and you'll notice that there's an outer wall, like an outer building, I guess. This outer building goes all the way
All the way around the
right
castle.
to the end, all the way around.
Sort of
and-
sucks that we can't connect them all.
so we have like a little space here.
Yeah, hoping maybe in the future that we can connect buildings
Yeah.
by bridges.
Yeah,
That
bridges.
would be awesome.
Because we're going to build these pretty tall, and there's just going to be a space between them. Or
Which would
another
kind of
thing,
suck.
another thing that would be helpful is tall stone walls that can be built on top of tall stone walls.
I have not tried that, but that would be cool.
Yep, that would be cool. So like kind of like multi-story walls, so that you can
Oh
just
yeah,
keep them going up. All right, I lost my-
ladders, huh? Do we need ladders now? Like that we can perch up against the wall?
and get above. Yeah.
How about those outdoor those outdoor archways like that are on second or third floors? Why are they just like big giant archways? We could, you can build a ladder, push it up against, and then right click the ladder and go up to the level from the outside.
From the
Outdoor
outside,
stairs.
yeah. Sure.
That could lead to Okay, I'm getting off topic here. This is stuff that we could add to the wish list.
Sure.
Okay, so that's our castle right now. That's pretty cool.
Lots of work to be done. Lots of bricks and mortar.
Yeah, look at this side. I barely even started it.
Thank you to everybody who's donated bricks and mortar or who have worked on bricks and mortar. We've had some villagers making bricks and mortar for us, which is awesome.
Which is the wrong thing to say. The villagers are... We haven't really mentioned this because we don't
No.
really want to public our system and publicize like what we've been doing with the villagers.
Yeah.
But they're happy. They
you can-
basically earn...
You can let them know the basics.
They basically earn money.
It's not really money.
They earn credit towards anything that they give towards the kingdom. So yes, people join and they want to join because they want to help out build the kingdom up, which is great. I would want to help build this kingdom
Yeah.
up, the walls or whatever. Well, how can they do that? They can make bricks and mortar. That's one of the ways that they can do. They can help. They can make planks. They can make all these things that the kingdom would need to build up this whole kingdom. And in return, the kingdom provides them with credit for everything that they hand in, which is equal or greater to what you can get out in the market right now. And with that credit, we have a giant list of items that they can then they're like reward items that they can then trade their credit in for, which is kind of like what you would do at like Chuck E. Cheese or something. Huh?
You're relating our kingdom to Chuck E. Cheese, huh?
I know. You get a whole bunch of tickets or credit, and then you can turn them in for prizes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everything that they provide us is always logged, and we have a
you
village
gotta
bank.
figure out exactly how to do what you're explaining to me. Something about Toolbelt profiles.
All right, Toolbelt profiles. Now that the village update is done, I think.
Or should we be doing
yes.
something productive while we go through these Toolbelt profiles?
I ran out of mortar, but that's kind of boring.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm up for mortar.
All right, mortar while I explain this to you, but I can't do the mortar while I explain this to you.
Oh, wait. Well, you know how it works.
Let's do this first. Okay.
Queue up a bunch. Okay.
Toolbelt profiles. Unfortunately, there's no way to do this completely in the game, and this is why a lot of people don't believe, like I did, that it even existed in this game, or if it existed, it wasn't allowed. But it is, that does exist, and it is allowed.
It does,
So
like, that was one thing that I first said. Like, is this even like allowed? And
it's on the wiki, hidden in the wiki long time ago, and this forum post kind of brought to light that wiki again. The wiki
yeah,
post.
it's on the wiki, so I mean, it's gotta be allowed.
It's also coded into the game, so yes, it is allowed. What is coded into the game? What do you have to do? First, I'd like to say that you can use this for more than just Toolbelt profiles. That's what I got out of it. I got just the Toolbelt profiles out of it because you can also switch up. This can change what kind of the buttons that you press, the hot buttons that you click.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like you can, instead of, okay, so like let's say you've mapped all your buttons, and now you can like set Control Z to something or Control B to something else.
Yeah, you can switch them up on the fly.
Or you can
I don't
switch
really
them,
need them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about switching them up on the fly.
Switching.
Like
Gotcha.
you can have your mining profile, and then the F key would be mine. But then if you switch to your wood chopping profile, then the F key turns into like something else.
That's right.
Now I would completely forget what's mapped to whatever if I did that. So I'm like, but this would be perfect for just switching my tool belt, which is what I've always wanted to do. So in the future, actually I'll say that later, but right now let's try to show you how you do this. That's why it's a little complicated, that I'm gonna have to show you out of the game. First thing that you do, you're going to have to load up the tools that you want. So have you loaded up your blacksmithing tools that you wanted already? You found your whetstone now. It's all loaded up. You need to load your tool belt up exactly the way you want.
I have basically, so for my blacksmithing, you might be able to help me here. There's really only 3 tools for blacksmithing. There's your hammer, whetstone, and pelt. And then you would have water and the lump. But the thing is, like, the water and the lump isn't something that
will keep changing.
It'll keep changing, right? Like I'll use different lumps or I'll use different water.
So that's fine. You don't need to load them, but as long as you have the ones that you need loaded up in the spots that you want, okay, then the first thing you need to do after you load it up, quit the game. Why quit the game? Because every time you quit the game, it saves your tool belt into a file that loads onto your computer.
Interesting.
So quit the game.
Now I have other things on my tool belt.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay,
No.
so I'm just looking at the first 3.
No. So you're at this point you're creating one profile. That's your blacksmith profile. That's it.
Okay.
So don't worry about the
maybe I
rest
should
of the tools.
position other things
Now
that
if you
I might
want
to have. Like I don't want this.
it's up to you,
Is there any
because
way of
if
getting
you
rid of
only,
something?
let's say, program one or two things, it won't change the other ones. It won't load like a blank slot if you load it. it'll only change, 1 and 2, toolbelt slot 1 and toolbelt slot 2. It'll keep the other ones the same.
So I can choose the ones.
You can choose the ones that you want to change, and it keeps the other ones, which is great. You don't have to program any of the slots that you never want to change.
I see. Maybe I'm just stalling because I don't want to leave the game.
Just quit the game, and then you can come right back in.
It's like cutting off the lifeline. All right, fine.
Oh man, just quit the game. All right, so that should save it. Come back in the game when you can. While you're coming back into the game, I'm going to show you a little bit here. You're going to have to find where the game is saved.
Okay.
Do you remember where the game is saved?
Yep.
If you're on Windows, I only really know where it's saved on Windows. It's in the default place. Is your lantern is very bright.
Mm-hmm.
The default place.
You didn't believe me.
I'm going to turn down the brightness a little bit here because it is getting pretty bright.
That was thanks to Headhunter's awesome dyes that he brought to the Impalong and shared with everybody. Okay, so I think the default place is in your C drive, under users.
Yeah, in your users, whatever your username is in Windows.
Your username is.
I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's just under a directory called Wurm, or a folder called Wurm. Screen region, I think that's what it is. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I got on the screen. This is what it looks like. I've got a lot of characters that I load, as you can see on my screen. First, you go into players. So you got to follow me here. You go into players.
Oh, yes. This is what happened last time. That's pretty much as far as I got.
Yeah. And I just kept going, and
you just kept going on and on. I kept on. Mm-hmm.
Are you at players now?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see all the players that you create. You go into the one that you want, which is Griphyth.
Mm-hmm.
And you open up the file called player data.
Okay.
Now, this will open up a text file. For me, I use a program called Note++. Regular text, like Notepad, is fine. Notepad++, they say that. Anyway, it looks like this.
Okay, so I got that. Yeah.
All right, you can see my screen. It looks exactly like this. It lists all of your tool belts, even if you don't have those slots. It'll list it, tool slot 1 through 10.
I see it.
All right, so all those numbers here, tool slot 1 equals, a giant number, string of number. That is the entry in the database. That is your tool. That is the number assigned to your tool. That specific, unique tool.
Interesting.
And you have all of them just here, tool belt slot 1, 2, 3. All these numbers are the unique number associated with your tool. And so that this is the file that essentially loads or saves every time you leave the game. It'll save whatever your current tool belt slot is. Next step. Do you know when you log into the game? Let's see if I can get a login window here to show you guys. This is a lot easier if you don't play a lot of characters. Okay? If you don't play that many characters, or you only want to do this tool belt slot thing for one character, it becomes a lot easier. So here's a login screen right here. If you go to settings, you'll notice that there's a config.
Should I set that up?
Yeah, so you see the config name. It's usually defaulted to default config. This configuration saves all of your settings, including all the regular settings here, like graphics and that sort of thing. But it also saves your hotkeys, and all this tool belt profile it will be saved in.
Mm.
So you're probably, if you haven't changed it, you're all going into like the default config file.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case, which is fine, then you'll go back out to the Wurm directory, and you'll find that there's a configs folder.
Okay.
You go into there, and every single one of your configs will be saved also to a folder with the same name. In this case, you'll have a default one. I also have one for you that people can see right there, and a low graphics one if I just want to load in a whole bunch of characters. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes I load like 5 characters in at the same time. Then you'd want to do, that's why I have the low
What am I
graphic one
looking
there.
for exactly?
So you're looking for the default folder.
The default folder.
That's
which
called
should
default.
be found
In the configs folder.
in the config folder. And the config folder is found where?
In the Wurm folder.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so I'm in the default
the config
folder.
folder is connected to the Wurm folder. So in there, you guys can already see on my screen that I already have one for carpentry, I have one for harvesting, and I have one for building. Exactly what I said that I had. Don't worry about game settings. Don't worry about auto run. Those are completely different things. So that's the only ones that you have.
That's the only ones.
Now, you will be creating a new one. So just right click in the folder, create a new one. You'll be able to create a new text document, and you'll call it blacksmithing. I'll even create one.
Right-clicked in the folder.
Yep. Go to new.
New.
Go to text document.
Text document. Okay.
And then name it blacksmith. Name it one word. I don't even know if it works if you do it with the space in between. I don't think that you'd want to put a space in between it. Blacksmith. Okay. Alright, I'm going to base it off of my other one here. Oops. Alright. I'm loading. Here, I'll load my carpentry one. You'll see on my screen here that I have set the command here. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to have your player data text file open.
Yeah.
So let me get that one because I closed it.
Okay.
And your blacksmith file open.
Okay,
so you got both of them opened.
Yep. Yep.
In your in your blacksmithing one, you'll want to write. Can you even see my text, or is it just too blurry? Okay, so on the first line, very first thing, type in set toolbelt.
In lowercase?
All lowercase, one word. Then
set toolbelt.
Then space.
Space.
Then you'll go to your player data. You'll take the first tool that you want to program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is tool slot what?
Tool slot 1.
So your tool slot 1 is something that you use, like a whetstone or something.
It's my hammer.
Okay, so you'll want to highlight the just the number, and you'll copy it.
Yeah.
And put it next to set toolbelt.
So set toolbelt space
number. Yep. Then space.
Space.
And you're doing toolbelt slot 1, so you click 1.
1.
Yep. So that string is good enough if you just wanted to do that. Set toolbelt number 1. But what I do is if you do this, if you do space and then 2 forward slashes.
2 forward slashes.
Yeah, that's basically telling the game not to read this part of the line.
So this is a comment.
A comment. Yes. Then I put like hammer, so I can remember that that's what it is. On mine, I got carving knife, because I'm not going to remember.
Okay.
So do this step for every one of the tools that you want. So the next tool would be what? A whetstone, and then your pelt. So do that exact same thing. Remember to place it, or to remember to tell it the same slot that you want. Toolbelt slot 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter. I only have 4 that I change to do my carpentry, which includes my carving knife, mallet, pelt, and file. Oh, and while you're doing this, I could actually get set up for mortar making. What do we have? Do we have sand?
Yay, mortar making.
We love our mortar making. Do we not have sand?
We'll have to learn to love it.
Yeah. We'll love it by the time we're done.
We have sand in the farthest left front
That was
one.
sand.
Okay, so I'm done. I got 3 lines.
5
Set tool
sand.
belt, the number, and then the slot that I wanted, and then a little comment telling me.
Awesome.
Exactly
Save
what
that.
Okay, so
So
file,
save that.
save.
You're done.
Okay,
You're done.
Nice.
It
Now what?
won't work in the game, but you're done. You're done.
Okay.
Step, like, you're almost there. I'm sorry, I just hit
Okay,
my microphone.
almost there. Step 72.
Step 72. So remember that you have to do this process for every single tool belt layout that you'd want to save. Your profile that you want to save, you got to do this over and over again. Let's see, clay. I'm trying to set this up. I have a WO clay. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. I'm really bad at doing this and talking at the same time. Whoa.
Mortar making?
There, I'm set up. All right. So now you will want to get back into the game,
Okay,
which you are.
I am. Yep.
And this is the part. You're going to want to open up your console.
Okay. How do I do that?
You press F1.
F1? Oh, there it is.
I am going to have to remember to close this thing here. Blink. And I'm going to have to remember to go into here. All right, so you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do. You open up your console.
Okay.
The console is always so huge. It never fits on the screen. You're going to type out bind,
Fine.
and then you're going to click the bind key that you want. For me, personally, and I didn't know that you could do this before, that you can bind multiple keys at the same time, like Alt W, Alt 1, Shift 1,
Okay, so
Control
I want Alt 1.
So
How do
I
I
do
do
Alt 1 because that brings us back to our EverQuest days again.
Yeah.
So Alt 1, so you type out Alt plus 1.
Alt plus 1, no space.
I'll do 7 just in case I accidentally press enter. And okay, now in quotes, you want to do quotes, exec, E-X-E-C,
Mm-hmm.
space,
So that's execute, short form. for
yeah,
execute.
blacksmith dot text, the whole thing, even the text.
Blacksmith.text does
That's what you
capitalize?
did, right? If
Does
you did it
capitalize?
capitalized, then you have to capitalize it.
I have to.
You might not have to. I don't know.
Okay. Blacksmith.text.
And then end bracket, enter. If you did it
mean
right, it'll save.
Quote or end bracket?
End quote. Sorry.
End quote. And then press enter.
Yep.
Alt.
it-
Okay, bind Alt plus 1 exec. Blah blah blah.
Did it
Keep binding
work?
saved. Good. Keep
So
binding
now, change some of your
saved. Okay, so like
tool belts. Just load
yeah.
up something.
Load something. Load these ones. Load
I'm gonna do the
these
same
ones.
thing. I'll just start loading stuff in here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Flowers,
Sweet.
a bucket, and if I do Alt 1, boom, right back. Alt 2 and Alt 3. I switch it up. Look at my tool belt go. It's like a... Anyway, that's how you do it. It's that easy.
Nice.
You know, those 2 numbery steps that I just showed you.
I'll be honest, I thought that it would be a lot harder than that.
Yeah, me too.
And it gave me a little insight into how this game is programmed.
There you go. So it's not bad, isn't it? It's just... It's a little bit of steps that are out of the game. This is... Now I want to explain what I think it should be. Okay.
You're right, it is a little bit non-user friendly at the
This
moment.
is how it is. Okay, we got to go out of the game. You do that for a number of other games. You would do that if you want to change the user, the UI, the user interface, or if you wanted to change, I don't know, the UI. I had something else, but out of my head already. You would go out of the game, or if you want to change some like the settings. There's sometimes games have settings that aren't actually in the settings window that you could change in like an INI file or something. This is the only game where you have to change the tool belt in like out of the game in a text file. The way that I would envision that it works is on your tool belt. There should be the ability to right-click your tool belt. There's already a right-click bar, and in here there would be profiles. A profiles menu, which would open up a second menu that would be save profile or load profile. And then you would load up the profile. So you would load up just the same way. You would just load all the tools that you have here. And then you would right click, say save. Come up with a little box, name the save, press enter, and it saves your profile. And then you just right click. If you want to load your profile, it just has a load button. It'll list all of your profiles that you have, and you just load it.
Now that I see how the file structure works,
yes,
that doesn't sound like it would be very difficult to implement into the game.
Other than the fact that it only saves your profile when you leave the game, or that it only saves your tool belt layout when you leave the game, they would have to solve that, I would think. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know how
so
it
they would
works.
just need to make it save the moment you click. Yeah, I guess I
It
don't
could
know how
maybe
works
save
either.
or update when you click the save button.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose. I have no idea how it works, or I don't know.
That's how I would envision it from a user perspective. That would be
From a
probably the
user
easiest
perspective
way.
is a good way of putting it. Yeah.
And then we wouldn't have to go out of the game to make multiple tool belt profiles. It would just be in the game now. So, I don't know. That's my spiel. Now you know how to do it. Finally, you won't have to go through your tool belt. And, tool belt. You won't have to go through your inventory and just sit there for 20 minutes trying to find your whetstone anymore. That's it.
Yep, I think my whetstone is now.
But wait,
one. That's pretty much it.
we have our last segment to do, don't we, while we do this?
Yes, we do.
What is that segment? Every single week, we get together all of the questions that you guys leave for us on all of the different places that we have: Twitter, Facebook, serversaredown.com, and YouTube. And we put them together in a segment that Adam likes to call
Question answer time.
Question answer time, or whatever we call it. I have not seen these questions at all this week. I still need to open the questions. Here we go.
Yep. So you're going to be winging it.
I'm going to be completely winging it. Here it is. Question number 1. Well, I guess I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for actually posting these questions, and please keep posting them.
Yeah,
we'll
we're getting
keep
good
answering them.
questions. I think this week was a good one compared to the last few. I mean, last few weeks we had good questions. There just wasn't that many.
That's okay.
We got a little bit more.
All right. Question number 1 from Hey Tang. Hey Tang. I think I'm saying that wrong, but that's okay. Hatang. On our Deed It or Lose It episode. Oh no, it wasn't from our Deed It or Lose It episode. From our most recent episode or something.
Yeah.
He says, "My question is, can I have my question answered?" And then a big smiley face. Yes, I guess. Which question is that? Guess we got to look up. Where did you post the question?
This is something that we've mentioned before, and I know we may miss a question or two, and it's not because we're intending to miss it. It's mostly because of the way that YouTube notifies the channel owners of when comments are posted.
Inbox is not very good.
Yeah, for some reason it just doesn't work, and we don't get them all for some reason. And we're not about to go looking through all our old episodes to read all the comments. We are reading the inbox, which we assume is sending us all the comments.
I guess it would be great if you let us know maybe where you posted it.
If we didn't answer your question before and you want us to actually answer it,
It does look like This time you did go and you did find where he posted it, and it happened to be in a much previous episode. That's why it says Deed It or Lose It here. It's in our Deed It or Lose It episode.
But if you're going to do this and you want us to answer a question that we haven't answered before, just repost the question. Like, let us know, because otherwise we're searching, and that's what I ended up having to do.
Yeah, and we'll probably not be doing that. We just don't have. It takes so much time to do that. Anyway, what was his question? His question was, in the Deed It or Lose It episode, is the intro music from the Ninja Turtles from the Nintendo Entertainment System? Let me go listen to it quickly. I am going to load it up and let's see.
Will it come out? Will it come out on the video?
It will, unfortunately. Yeah. That might be good.
That's good. People will listen to it.
You might be listening to 2 of me and 2 of Adam for a second here. I don't even know which episode it was. How far ago? How long ago was it?
It's episode 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
Whoa.
I lost track.
Here it is. Now I need to find where we said it. Here it is. About 4 minutes in. Let's listen to the episode. Okay. That was the end of the song. After this. Here we go. Yes, it was. All right, next question. Zephran15 said, in response to the Enchanted Grass, which is, okay, and I guess we got to say that. Last episode, we brought up the whole thing about Enchanted Grass. We're doing an order for someone. They ordered a bunch of Enchanted Grass. If you're in the middle of doing an order and you've done like 5 or 6 Enchanted Grass, but then like one of the first ones that you did decayed already, do you give that person a free Enchanted Grass? Do you say, like, you're still doing the order and they might not even notice that the Enchanted Grass that you did is gone? What do you do?
And it would mean that you would have to spend an extra day doing the work, and I mean, if you travel,
but they might be complaining like, well, that tile's not done, and you'd be like, yes, I did that tile. Like, they don't even know if you did it.
That's right.
Kind of a little weird. And so this person's responding to that and said, truthfully, I think you should give them the first tile back, but if it happens again, then I think some more money is owed. It's kind of like you're trying to balance both sides out, and you've worked out this, like, yeah, you should do that side and that side, unless that side becomes an issue more than one. I don't know. So yeah, that's something that somebody.
I feel like that is too much of an on the fence sort of answer. I mean, the problem is that then what happens if it happens again? Like you're still gonna have to approach them and do the whole
Well, his line is just one more tile more than yours.
Just one more tile. What? I mean, if that one happens again, then who's to say that I wouldn't just say, forget it, I'll just do it again. But I have a feeling that the answer is going to be very similar to the rarity issue answer, and that is have something set up beforehand, like discuss it. Like, as a person who offers Enchanted Grass, maybe it just has to be there. Like,
you have to explain it all.
You have to explain Enchanted Grass does not last forever. It could potentially pack within the first few days even.
Yeah.
It just needs to be explained to the customer, and then that should cover it.
That is true. All right, next question. This one is from Garrett Jax. Hello, Garrett. Oh, and this is exactly the same question that I also got on my on a forum post. Not a forum post, on a forum message from Kagan. So both Kagan's question and Garrett's question is going to be summed into Garrett's question.
And it's not necessarily a question either.
Oh, it's
more of
not a question, is it? It's like a statement. The last episode we were talking about trying to get rid of an enchanted tree, and we were saying that it was taking forever for us, and it did literally take forever. So they suggested that you can take down an enchanted tree, bush, or grass tile. Well, actually, with grass tile, you can just pack that sucker, gone. But the other ones, by planting a willow tree, and also an oak tree, which is Kagan said. So both willows and oaks kill the trees that are next to them. So if you plant one there, just wait for it to grow, and it'll kill that sucker, kill that tree, the enchanted one. But what we didn't mention in the last episode was we were trying to get rid of an enchanted oak tree.
Makes a big difference, I think.
So when we did that, the enchanted oak trees just killed everything we put at it. Yeah, it's like just about the worst tree you want to have enchanted. So we actually did, we got the priest out, and just like over and over and over again, we're trying to kill it.
How many times do you think it took to cast?
I don't even remember. I'm trying to block it out of my head. The amount of times I just sat there.
I do recall it taking quite a few hours of just casting at it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Anyway, so that's why we didn't mention that, but that's a good thing to mention, that you can kill any of the other kinds of trees by just planting a willow or oak tree next to it. Next question. Is that a question?
Drakeling.
Oh, Drakeling was commenting on
another comment,
on going into a mine to find out whether a mine tile's flat, because we've never actually done this or not.
Yeah, this was related to the meditation topic of creating a tile
of something, insanity, power, whatever it is.
Insanity, yeah. Yeah, I remember during the episode we weren't sure. We're like, well, how do you make sure that the tile is flat, because there's no borders or tile borders in a mine.
So he believes that if you have your digging to at least 15 skill or higher, and you activate a pickaxe while you're inside of a mine, then if you hover over a mine floor and it is flat, it will tell you on the cursor. It'll say that it's flat, just like you would if you're outside using a shovel or on a mine surface.
Yeah.
Or rock surface. I've never seen it. I've never tried it. I've never
tried it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. If that does work, then that is pretty cool.
But I think the reason why we never really tried or never seen it or thought about it really is because most of the time when you mine forward, it does make it a little bit uneven. Like the tile does slant, either slightly down or up. So you just got to do some trial and error, get it flat.
That's true. All right, next.
Okay, the next few are our questions, I'll promise.
The next one is actually a question. All right. Next one is by the Antonio 444.
The Antonio.
The Antonio, not Antonio, not my friend Antonio, obviously. It's the Antonio. It's the one and only. Hello.
The 444th Antonio.
Yeah, the 444th, the Antonio. Hello, I was thinking, how can you guys deed the labyrinth and deed your factional fight city? But what I really mean is, because, yeah, there's two of us, and he does bring that up. I mean, you guys are two of you, but how can you deed both, but then at the same time be a part of the same city or same village?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's a very good question. Actually, we've had this question before. I remember when I was trying to explain this question to you for the first time.
Yeah, I did not understand what he was saying, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think that really what he's asking is, how is it that both of us are part of this village while at the same time holding the other village, like
the other settlement form?
Yeah. To be truthful,
we don't.
I mean, we aren't holding both forms, and also just so that you know, the labyrinth isn't our only other deed either. We have a couple.
You want to
others.
say how many we own? I don't know.
Nah, well,
A
just enough
bunch?
to say that we don't own. That's not all.
I need some water.
Now, the way that we do it is we have alts holding those deeds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order for an alt to hold a deed, it needs to have been premium at one time or another. So,
It needs to be premium when you want to transfer the deed to it.
yeah. So you premium a character, you transfer the deed to it, and then when it becomes unpremiumed, it'll still hold the deed for pretty much ever, as long as the deed is around.
Correct.
So yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah. And that's all right. So next question from Logator XXXX or XX Logator XX. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on that coin lab thingy from Wurm? I just started using it. I have no idea what it is, except for the fact that it says it gives me some iron per hour.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? It's a program that gives you some iron per hour.
It sounds like something that Wurm has offered its players as a way to, as a source of income for itself. Am I saying that right?
We don't use it personally. We have heard the people talking about it. It does use processing power.
Wait. But before we get okay, so,
go ahead.
Think of all those other free like they did it on cell phone games and stuff like that, where like a company will advertise, and if you click their advertisement or if you like download their free game or something like that, it'll give you free in-game currency for that game. It's pretty much the same kind of thing. It allows Wurm to gain revenue from that company to use this service, and in return, that revenue will basically translate into irons for you. Now, the idea is that it's a software program that uses your GPU processing power to do their own thing. They're like, I don't even know what they're doing. They're solving computer problems with it, and apparently those computer problems are once solved translates into money for them somehow.
Somehow it works, but in the
Somehow
end, you gain like in-game iron, whatever.
Now, the reason why I personally don't use it is because I don't want my GPU being run at the level that it sounds like that they push your GPU. Like, I mean, it pretty much makes your GPU run at its highest speed as it possibly can at all times.
There might be settings for it. I've never used it before. I don't really need to use it.
The payout isn't great. I mean, if you have a top of the line, $300-400 graphic card, you might get. I mean, I don't know. Even if you get 10 silver a month.
Can you even get 10 silver a month?
I don't know.
And what's the point?
I've heard some people getting less than that. I've heard some people might be getting more than that, but you're running for the entire month. You're running your GPU at pretty much its max speed. Is that, I don't know. Personally, it's not worth it to me because I paid a lot of money for my GPU, and if I need 10 silver, I will just go to the Wurm store and buy 10 silver. That's my thoughts, basically.
All right, so it's up to you to decide whether you want to use that or not. But I guess definitely both of us don't use it, and we don't have plans to use it in the future.
No.
Next question from Michael okay, I'm going to say this last name. From Michael M. Michael B. Hi, Michael B.
Barksick.
Barksick. Hi, Michael Barksick. Hi, guys. First, I want to say that you made an awesome show when you guys dropped some serious knowledge. Thank you very much. That's from our last episode. I have a question about food. Since the beginning, I've ignored the food bar, kept fasting, and nothing happened. My body fat was normal, and then suddenly, boom, down to 0%. And that stopped you from mining and digging. I had no idea it went to 0%. But yeah, I guess if you just keep going and going, it will go to 0%. I have a lot of goulashes. And over 90% food bar now for hours, but it still says that I'm skin and bones. Do you know how long it takes to get fat layer? Adam.
Yeah.
You've been doing this.
This came from one of our episodes. We mentioned it was a newbie tips and tricks episode where we said, don't worry about food, just keep fasting, and then a whole bunch
Not
of
saying
comments
that you should
flooded in.
keep fasting
I
over,
know.
but
You
that
go back and
don't
watch that
worry.
episode.
I think I wanted to say more. Don't worry about fasting. Don't worry about that food bar getting lower and lower and lower, and then you're like trying to rush so fast to get that bar up, because you'll just fast and then you'll be able to get that bar up later.
Yeah, it's besides the point.
Okay, go ahead.
The idea is that we got a whole bunch of backlash from the community saying you can't just not care about food, because eventually there comes a point where this happens. Everything goes down to 0, you can't do anything. So I think you got the right idea. Make food. Goulash is probably because your hot food cooking is low, which is fine. And I don't think it's about how long you keep your food bar at above 90. I think it's about how much food that you actually ingest. So my suggestion to you is to let that food bar continue down to like low percentages and just eat a whole bunch. And then do that a few times. Okay, so it's about how much you eat rather than how much time you stay above 90. Just keep doing it, and eventually you'll get fat layers back. The other thing is probably higher quality food, or possibly if you move from goulashes to casseroles, you might get better results, and ultimately meals will be the best to get that fat layer back.
Not low quality meals.
Not low quality meals, yeah. Start with casseroles.
Into that.
I've found on my newbie character that the casseroles that I make are slightly higher quality than my skill. So casseroles seem to be, at least at my skill that I'm at. Like,
so make some pottery bowls and go at those casseroles.
Yeah, it's about 10 or so. So you get some. I found casseroles to be the way to go for me.
All right. So next question. Trung Lee has asked, okay, I love Wurm, but sometimes it gets boring. Then, at that point, how can I refresh my love for the game? Sorry about my English, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It actually came out pretty clearly.
Yeah, so if you're getting bored, there's a number of things that I've read. Unfortunately, we're probably not the best people to ask, because so far we haven't really got bored yet.
No. Actually, that makes us, I think, the best people to ask, because
I think there's a reason for that in our history.
We can explain the reason why we don't get bored and how not to get bored.
You can? Okay, go.
Well, I mean, like from our experiences, what I've found that has kept us, engaged with this game is we always have a project going. And that project always seems to be bigger and better than the previous project that we've made. I remember the first project that we did was actually, the first big one was the labyrinth, but even before that it was just get settled, right? Like get a little house, get a little area that, farmland. And once that was done, we already had the next project lined up. Like while we were doing that, we were just discussing. And maybe that's another thing, is play with people that you know.
Yeah, join a village, play with people that you know, do something. The people in this game is like half of the content right there.
That's right. That's what we found. Like meeting people in this game, that was like half of the game.
And the variety in this game. It's great to say, I'm going to be, the best carpenter in all the land, and then all you do is carpentry, but eventually you're just going to get bored if all you're doing is carpentry over and over and over again. There's so much to do in this game. You throw in some other skills and do some other things. Go venture out. I mean, there's that day that some people know when we went out and just moved that loom all day. Like, you do different things, and the best way to do that, if you can't think of, what do? I don't know what to do. Go and make friends and help them do a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've done that a bunch. That's really fun.
Yep.
We also have some episodes coming up that I haven't told Adam yet that I think will be fun. I won't talk about that. Anyway, so yeah, there's I know Adam likes to play the market, the economy in this game, creating stuff.
Had that much time to do that. I haven't.
Yeah, I know.
But
get yourself out there. Even if you're a new player, you can get yourself out there and build fences for people, provide them with bulk goods. Interact with people, find really nice people and join them.
Mm-hmm.
There's all sorts of people.
Man, wouldn't it be awesome if somebody came by and said, "Here's 10,000 bricks."
Why did you throw that in there? That's funny.
Bulk goods. Bulk goods is the way to go. Meet people.
Yeah, if you're Adam, you go make some bricks, go make some mortar, and just happen to bring them towards us. I don't know.
But I mean, like it's about the community, and it's about meeting people, and
yeah.
And trust me when I say projects will keep you engaged. Plan a project before the previous project is done, and if that's something that doesn't sound too exciting for you, then maybe this game is not necessarily the game for you either.
Or go to Epic.
Or go to we don't even know anything about that, so try Epic.
Yeah. Anyway, that is the last question. Boo. No. That marks pretty much the end of our episode. I think before we go, though, we do want to say a couple things. One, that you can, if you want to make a comment or you want to see more of our videos, go to our website at serversaredown.com, and you'll find videos there, and also you'll find lots of other blog posts and stuff. I know you're working on your next blog post for Journey to Puzzles, which is our journey towards our first deed puzzles. I've had a
request to continue that from the community, and I think that I'll have to release a new entry soon.
Yeah, at least make it to puzzles, because that journey was actually quite epic.
It was. I'll never forget it. So yeah, I should chronicle it.
Yes. So other than that, you can go on our Twitter at Factional Fight. Look us up, follow us, and on Facebook, serversaredown.com. You can find us there and like us there. You can go to YouTube, obviously, and look us up, Factional Fight. You can find all those links on our website at serversaredown.com. And now that it's daytime, I'll give you guys one last look of the village for anyone who's still watching our video right now and wants to see our village as we fade out. Let me get a good amount of this mortar down so I can actually run. I'm almost done, but I don't know. What are your plans this week?
Mortar.
In the game. Mortar.
Mortar bricks.
Probably be building up the
getting my mining up. That's my big plan, I think.
You've been holding off on the mining for so long because
know.
of building up or getting down that mountain, which is getting you no experience after 80.
Yeah, that mountain was great experience up to 80. And then once I hit 80, it was just nothing. But I must say I've done a little bit of mining, got my mining up to 85 so far, so
ooh.
It's
not
moving.
Bad for a week.
It's moving. Get it to 90, that's my goal for now.
That's my goal for wood chopping, and it's so slow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be slow between 89 or 85 and 90.
Well, what did I do this week that I haven't said? I made my first 90 tool.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that can't be your first 90.
That was I never had 90 quality wood logs before. And thank you to Typical, who came by a week or two ago, dropped off some 90 logs. Thank you for my first 90 logs. And I took them and made my first 90 spindle.
Nice.
All right, and here you guys go. One final look this week.
You know what would be a awesome look is if you go around to the...
You want me to go up the mountain, don't you?
Yeah. Up the mountain, take a look down on it. Because it's so hard to see when you're like inside the buildings.
I haven't even actually gone up there yet since we planned them. So this would be my first look. Let's go up there.
Too. So I'm going to enlarge your screen here so you can take a better look.
You could just come out here too.
I could, but
you're too entrenched in the...
You'll do the work for me.
Yeah. All right. So here's the final look. Thank you everyone for watching Saturday Night Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. And we'll hope to see you guys on the next episode. See you later, guys. There's the look.
Wow, that's epic.
I'll stop right here.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, guys.